Namaskar. Have you ever seen someone who just seems to be radiant? Like they walk into a room and they light the whole room up with their energy. Well, in this session, we will help you understand what aura or energy is. There is no magic really to it. It's just tapping into who you really are and allowing your energy to be aligned with your truth. So let's begin our session with Priyanka Kapoor to understand what aura is, what perceptions mean, and how do our energy or perceptions affect our children.
Welcome to our second session of podcast series named Emotional Workout with Priyanka Kapoor. Today we are going to speak about what is aura, perceptions, and their effect on parenting. So let's welcome Priyanka Kapoor, who is our guest for today's session, and she is a psychotherapist, bachelor therapist, and she has many modalities for treatment of emotional problems. So hi Priyanka.
Hi Vasundhara, thank you so much. Again, I'm here to help you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, and today let's begin our session with our first question. What are perceptions?
Perceptions. Okay. There is something like it's a saying like जो दिखता नहीं है वो होता नहीं है, जो होता है वो दिखता नहीं है, you know, something like this. So basically our perception is something what we can't see from our naked eyes, and we only assume, right? So yeah, so perceptions are basically something where we are not supposed to make assumptions, and we are supposed to find out what is the truth, right? And generally what happens is our whatever we have in our mind, that's what we perceive, and that's what is reflected in our behavior, and that's what is transferred to the other person. With this I would like to explain with the slide also. Okay. Can you see the slide?
Yes, yes.
Right. So our perceptions are something which we only think, whatever thoughts we have, whatever beliefs we have in our subconscious mind, or whatever we are generally carrying since many years, and whatever we have experienced in our lives, maybe it's in childhood or probably in our college days, or you know, whatever, that's what we start believing it, and that's how we perceive the world, right? It's not necessary whatever we perceive is correct. So how does it affect everyone? So this is a saying another, like your perception of me is a reflection of you, and my reflection to you is an awareness of me. So what exactly does this mean is, like, whatever perception you have about me, that means that's what is reflecting, that's what is there in your subconscious mind, and that's what you think. Like, if suppose you are thinking that I am negative in any way, in any kind of situation you talk about, then what happens is that your perception of generally is negative. Like, generally you have a negative conception about me, right? So your perception is the reflection what to me, like whatever you are reflecting. Like, if suppose you have anxiety, so what is there in your subconscious mind is some kind of worry. So that's coming from your subconscious mind, and my reaction to you is an awareness of me. Means whatever I am reacting to you, that's exactly what I am from within. Means when we are very angry or frustrated with you, with the other person, that means in our subconscious mind there is some negativity which is holding us and behaving, and we are behaving it in a certain way. So we need to change our perceptions if we want the opposite person to react also in a positive way, and our perception is transferable. So if we are perceiving our kids, for example, or anybody in our house, in our vicinity or whatever, then the opposite person is feeling it and they also react in a negative way. because again, because of the neurotransmitters and all, which I will explain to you, it actually, our perceptions, our thoughts gets transferred to one person to the other. So the basically our perceptions is just nothing but just thoughts, beliefs, and experiences which because of which we actually project. Yes.
Okay. 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 And after understanding so deeply the perception, then what is aura or energy of a person?
Aura. Okay, it's actually aura means energies, right? And generally, in spiritual language, we call aura as energies. But energy, this aura is scientifically, when you say aura, it's nothing but energies, like the atoms. Probably you can understand with this, like the most well-known field around us is an auric field. Many believe that our auric field is the same as electromagnetic field. It continually emerging and fluctuating field of energy produced by the electrical currents in our bodies. Every cell in our body pulses with electricity. Every cell and organ, our entire body generates electrical fields. So what exactly is aura is nothing but the electrical field around us. Right? It is it is with many layers, and every aura and every energy is different according to how we think, behave, react. So every energy changes because of that, right? So energy is nothing, aura is nothing but the electrical field around us, and many people call it as aura as well. So not only this, like in and the power of heart's electromagnetic field is, you can see it, the heart actually generates the largest electromagnetic field in our body. So the people who are extremely sensitive, their heart chakra, where auric field when we talk about, or the energy fields near heart gets affected very badly. So because of that only, many people actually get breast cancers, or you talk about anything related to lungs or something like this. Why it happens? Because their heart chakras, or maybe the energies around that area, is getting affected because of everything taking it to heart. So that's how the energies are getting affected. So the heart's electromagnetic field contains certain information or coding that is transmitted throughout and outside our body. So because of which these energy fields actually gets affected to the other person as well. Now, so many times when we come across with some kind of people, we can actually feel the aura sometimes. You generally, the word is used, these kind of like vibes, like we don't get good vibes. So why do we say that? Because we can feel it. So even these animals feel the aura very, very fast. So how do they feel? Because they are very sensitive to energies. So if you can say that these deers and all these animals in the forest, they can come to know the danger, very fast. Why? Because they are with the energies only, they can actually find out that the danger is nearby. So without even making noise by the lion or the tiger, the deer actually will come to know that the danger is right close by and it's time to run. So that's how actually they can relate and help themselves. So animals are generally very sensitive to energies, and even people who are very, very sensitive, they are also they get affected with the energies very fast, right? So we need to understand that we as humans, we need to understand that we have to work on our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, so that these negative energies don't affect us. So you can see this human body electromagnetic field is so big, especially the heart region. So because the heart electromagnetic field is this big, which is affecting many people around us. So people who are experts, like like people who meditate a lot, and people who are like big yogis and all. They actually meditate so much that they can actually come to know that from far only they can see the auric field, the energy fields which we talk about. They can come to know and they can feel the energy itself. So because they have they do so much of meditation and so much of practices and all, because of which they can feel their own aura as well. So this is what aura is all about.
Okay, Priyanka. So aura is nothing but electric field surrounding us. So we have understood that. Then after that, the next question, as you already said, that energies affect surrounding people. So the most sensitive people we mothers have around us is our children. So how our perceptions and energy affect our children?
Yeah, so in parenting, actually, when I have my parenting workshops and all, that time also, I definitely put this in my parenting module that you need to change your thoughts where your children are concerned. Because generally the mothers and parents, they see whenever a negative behavior, if they are seeing related to the child, they say, oh, he is like this only, he doesn't listen. So that negative thoughts are there in their mind, which is actually projected to the children. If we are, and how does this project, how our energies and our perception actually project, and it transfers from one body to the other with the help of the neurotransmitter. So we have more than 3 trillion cells in our body. And then how does these, because of the neurotransmitters, we transfer information from one cell to the other. So when these cells are transferred from one cell to the other, the cells throughout our body get the negative information, if we have a negative information. And because of that, the negative hormone starts secreting in our body. And because of that, we start getting diseases. And not only that, because of the neurotransmitters, we actually transfer the information from one person to the other as well. So the negative information and the negative energies are actually getting transferred to children. So as children are extremely sensitive in nature and extremely pure, so they are getting affected very fast. So because of that, they get those energies are getting absorbed, and because of that, they start absorbing, and they start behaving more negatively. So that's why it's very important that our thoughts and beliefs are supposed to be more positive where children are concerned. So haven't you seen that when we start actually yawning, so the opposite person also starts yawning, isn't it? So that happens because of the neurotransmitters, because the information is getting transferred from one person to the other, where your laziness is concerned, where your negative thoughts are concerned, where anything is concerned, so even positive thoughts. And many people have also heard about telepathy, where the information, when we think about somebody and we just get a call from the same person. So it happens because of the neurotransmitters and the energies around us. So the more positive you think, the more better it is for our children as well.
Yeah, Priyanka, I personally experienced this when I started with your emotional management course, and I have done like 2 sessions, and I also started some reading, meditating, and exercise. I have changed a lot, and after that, I can see the same changes in my child Vrinda. She used to wake up with cry, like big cry always. So she is now very much settled, and she wake up with happy face, and that gives me immense pleasure to see her coming with happy face, and I can say her actually good morning, and she reflects me in the same way. So thank you, and kindly please
Yes, actually I have started with a nice parenting workshop, in which I'll be doing a lot of communication skills, and also a lot of emotional. Also, I am related to emotions. Also, I'm going to be teaching how actually you're supposed to deal with your own emotions and frustrations where kids are concerned. So I'll also do one more session related to NLP, where it will help them to actually rewire about their brain, where their old habits and behaviors are concerned, so that they will actually start adapting the new behavior which has been taught by me. So the whole session is packed with a lot of communication skills and a lot of skills related to how to deal with children. And it's also related to infants from two years till 16 years. It's a master class where I'll be teaching all kinds of skills from right from the start till the end, so that it helps them in the whole process of parenting, so they don't have to do it again when they are teenagers, because to handle teenagers are a little different, than the infants. So as and when the child grows, the tantrums also changes, when the child is an infant, and when the child is around 7-8 years, and when the child grows a little bit, every stage is different. So I'll be teaching different types of parenting. I'll be teaching what to read, what kind of books you should recommend to the children, and many other things like that, how to deal with the teenagers in different ways, and how to control your frustration, etc. So I'll be teaching many skills in that. It's going to be 10 days workshop, and if at all you need any kind of more information, you can definitely call me, and also you can register in the following link which will be given.
Yes, sure. So only when you understand your emotions, then only can you understand your child's emotions. So definitely try both the courses from Priyanka Kapoor. The first is emotional management course, and second is parenting. So we will see you in the next session of our podcast series. So till then, bye.
Yes, bye, Mansundara, and thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, see you.
See you.